Hi, Rex Welch here at RW Mods. Today we're gonna do some filter maintenance. Thought I'd do a quick little video on how I like to do maintenance. We got some filters cleaned up there. Some guys like to use new filters every time. I'm kind of cheap. I wash mine out. As long as you do a good job washing them. I do them in the kitchen sink, use some dish detergent, rinse them out really good, let them sit overnight so they dry out good. I've never really had any problems with getting dirt in that way. If you want to put new ones on, you got a $500 engine, you want to put new ones on, that's fine too. A lot of it is on how you do your oiling your filter and assembling the filter. So I got some oil here. This is from 6-Mic. I was ordering through Gene Hickerson at Dialed Hobbies, and this stuff I used it last round and it seemed to work pretty good. It's got kind of a 90 weight gear oil smell to it. It's kind of different. I think it's probably more of a motocross, something they get from the motocross industry or something. I normally use, for quite a few years, use the Dynamite, the blue stuff. It comes in the bottle. Get it at most hobby shops. I have used some spray-on motocross stuff. The motocross stuff I used, it used a special cleaner. It didn't clean very good in water and soap, so it was kind of a little more of a pain. So this seemed water soluble, cleaned up good, so I'll probably use this. Or the Dynamite cleaned up good too in soapy water. Got a baggie here. I like to oil them in a baggie. That way you're not getting it all over your fingers. You'll still get a little bit on your fingers, but and also keep the filter clean. I got nice clean work area. I got the paper towel down. Try and keep everything clean. I also wash the housing in the sink too. Just some soap and water, rinse out, let it dry. So we're gonna start oiling the filter here. Actually, the baggies without the Ziploc work better. I didn't have any just sandwich bags that you fold over. They actually work a little bit better. Putting a decent amount on here to kind of get it all the way around. And we're going to work it in the baggie. It kind of works good in the baggie because then the excess kind of just stays in the baggie and goes back on it. Okay, got it covered there. Just kind of working it in. See, you kind of squish it, it comes out. I'll do that once or twice more here. And make sure you do the ends too. Make sure that's kind of important to keep it out on the ends too. Okay, I'm going to work that in. See how the baggie kind of just it clings to the baggie and then goes back on the filter, so it works good. Okay, now I'm squishing it, and you can see oil when I squish it here, so it's pretty, that one's pretty good. Okay, then we'll get the filter neck here and put that on there. Be careful it doesn't, careful it slides on there decent. Sometimes it can tuck under. Sometimes when I'm in really dusty conditions, if I know I'm going to a sand track or something that's really dusty, I'll put a coating of lithium grease or some kind of grease on the ends of the filter. So put the filter on. Make sure it's down all the way. Then make sure it's sticking up past, because that cap's got a seal on this end. Like I said, wouldn't, I mean, if you got an expensive engine, you want to be really fussy. Put a lithium grease coating on there. And then there's quite a debate on the outer filters. Some guys don't like to oil them at all. Some guys like to oil the outer filter. I kind of do a hybrid of both. I'll flip it inside out, and I'll put a thin coat. I'll put a thin coat on the outer here, inside of the outer filter, and it seems to kind of trap the dirt. Good. It keeps it out of the inner filter, and you know, when I'm at the track and I want to check, and you always want to check and see if the filter's getting clogged. And whenever I check the filter, it always kind of just stays in the outer, and that's what you want. And then I kind of work it in. It's just so you got a nice like coating on that, and then it'll stay right in this outer filter. And then I think, yeah, it kind of stays in here, but then you hit a jump and it kind of cleans itself, I think. Just my theory. I've done this way for quite a few years, and I've had good luck with it. Always make sure your filters fit nice. And then I'm going to put the outer on. Just make sure I'm not pushing the inner too much here. Slide that on, make sure it's up tight. And see how that, it kind of pushed, when I put that on, it pushed the inner down a little bit, so I want to pull that back up a little bit and make sure that's going to seal. And it's nice to do a couple sets of filters at home before you go to the track. That way you can just take the whole thing and change out the whole filter. I don't like messing with the dirt and all that at the track. And then make sure there's these grooves here that lock in. Make sure that you want to kind of start there, and then just you want to make sure you kind of turn it, it'll snap down and lock in. And then there's usually a hole for your body clip. You could, even if you wanted to, if you're working a dusty, or racing in a dusty condition, you could put a little grease on that screw. Should be fine without it, but make sure you don't. This screw is screwing into plastics. Make sure you're holding down the whole time so it's locked in that position. And screw it down until it's tight. You don't want to Gorilla Tighten this because it's just going into plastic. I've seen some stripped out. Okay, until it's snug. And then just double check it when you're done. Make sure your inner filter is in the right spot. Maybe go through all the way around. Check that. That's filter maintenance. Thanks for watching. This is RW Mods. Thank you.